Look, there's no secret that many people's been getting canceled all over the world, right? I mean, in the past couple of years, we've seen the likes of R. Kelly get canceled. We saw Bill Cosby. I didn't grow up watching Bill Cosby, but I've heard of the Cosby Show, obviously, and I might have seen an episode or so. And Diddy, I'm from New York. Diddy's a big name here prior to the downfall. But recently, there's been some attempt to try to cancel Michael Jordan, and I'm sure you've seen that video going around. Now, in this video, I'm not gonna put the video up here because I don't want to add any kind of fire to gasoline to something. And I think for the most part, and this is me thinking that you're thinking like me, which is probably the worst thing to do. I think you understand that the video is not what it appears to be. And if you disagree, and it's completely fine, I invite all kinds of conversations on this channel, then leave a comment, we could talk about it. But I want to make something very clear here in this video while I have you. I don't tolerate any kind of touching of children, right? Especially inappropriate. I think it's disgusting. I think it's the worst thing to do. And the folks who have been canceled over the year and have said to done some horrific things to people, they should be canceled, right? We don't want this kind of thing in society, right? Where we're celebrating people who've done bad things and we're taking in their music, their films, etc. because we have also young children watching us and how we're reacting to it, right? If we don't put a stop to it, then when they get older, they're not going to care either. They're going to let things slide as well too. So we have to set standards in society. We have to make this thing work. But I wanted to talk about the Michael Jordan thing. Well, first I'll be honest with you. When I first saw it, I saw no sort of value to bring to you to discuss this thing, right? I said, I watched the video and I said, this is a joke. I don't even know why people even discussing this thing. And then I thought to myself, well, what is this video doing to people, right? Because although I might not think that the video, I think we can see that it's some kind of, it's not what it appears to be. There are people out there who believe what it appears to be, some kind of inappropriate touching. And that's because there is a group of content creators out there, not a specific group, but there's a group of people out there, and media involved too, that are pushing this narrative out into the public, out into the stream. And I call it the stream of information out there, where they are consuming this information. And I'm talking about this people out there. They're consuming this information and believe it to be true. And it's the worst thing you could do. I have a video coming out and I'm going to talk about defamation at a certain point and just about, protecting your reputation and why it's so important. And while there is a remedy, you can go to court, you can sue, you may get some money. When someone damages your reputation and you go to court and you get money for it and maybe you're a little bit more richer, I guess, your reputation is damaged. It's done. The accusation is enough to destroy who you are and your reputation. And it's one of those things that I don't know how the law is going to answer that. I don't know whether we're going to hold people accountable for making false statements about us. I mean, I know we have like an area of law we could go to in defamation, but the accusation, man, the accusation, and yeah, you can do a public apology. Somebody can demand a public apology to apologize for the false statements that they might have made about you. But I don't know if that's enough, right? Because 15, 20, 50 years from now, when you type it into Google or the YouTube or even TikTok, Michael Jordan, you're going to see that video. Now we're talking about a man, and I mean, the name speaks for itself. This is Michael Jordan right here, right? NBA legend. You always, hopefully not, but you're going to see this video lurking in the background. And I want to caution you, right, as a viewer, right? And I'm sure you know this, right? It's not like you don't understand what's going on. But when you're watching these videos, we have to pay attention to a number of things. We got to pay attention to what drew us to this video. The title? What about the title was it that made us want to click? Is it the thumbnail? What was so interesting about that? The reason why we need to pay attention to these things is because our emotions play such a big role into the things that we watch. We're attracted to drama for the most part. We like comedy. We like little things. We like ups and downs. They are, how do you say? They're interesting. It's entertainment. The problem comes when we rush to something based off feeling, when we rush to a conclusion based off feeling, because then we throw logic outside of the window, completely out. We don't think about the context. We don't think that, oh, this is Michael Jordan. This is one of the greats of all time. There hasn't been any past accusations of something like this. This is a video. There's no sound, at least from what I've heard. There's no sound in this video. This is Michael Jordan. He's inside of an arena. There's a lot of people here. Cameras everywhere. Does that make sense for him to be doing something like that? Now, I can't speak for Michael Jordan. It's not like I hang out with him on the weekends. I don't know about his life. But what I could tell you is that based off what I'm seeing at this point in time, as I'm making this video, the accusation is baseless. There's nothing there. And I see that, and I'm pretty sure you, the viewer, maybe you see that as well too, but there's a group of people who don't see that. And they're drawn to making a conclusion. Now the problem with that, again, is they're not thinking for themselves. They're allowing someone else to tell them how to think without doing the whole, let me go down through a checklist. Does this make sense? How did this happen? What is the accusation? Why did I jump to this conclusion? We have to be aware of how we process information and how we come to conclusions. As an attorney, I'll tell you, the worst thing that I could do is get emotional about a case, right? Especially that has nothing to do with me, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I feel for people when they're going through the legal system. I can understand. Look, you've got to spend a lot of time. This is your situation. It's not personally mine, but maybe you trust me or you trust another attorney to solve this problem for you. I'm honored, I'm grateful, I'm blessed that you could think that I could help you in some way. But at the end of the day, if I were to get caught in my feelings, I would be throwing logic out the window, right? I wouldn't be making just making these horrible decisions about what should take place based off feeling. Now, you need passion. I'll tell you that. You do need passion, because if you've got no sort of energy about what your client is going through or what's happening, it's no fuel in the tank, right? And everyone's gonna see it. Everyone's gonna know. But we have to make sure that we're making decisions with some sort of logic, with some sort of thought, right? And we need to be from a position where we're able to think clearly. Not based off headlines, not what the court of public opinion thinks, although that is valuable to some extent. But we do have to be able to be in a position to have our own thoughts about certain things. Now, the MJ thing, again, I didn't want to add any kind of gasoline to it. I hope I'm adding a little bit of water to it. I think it's something that we can learn from in terms of just how we watch videos online and what we make of these videos and how we let these videos interact with our own lives. Again, as I said earlier in this video, the accusation is enough to ruin one's reputation. I want to know, and you tell me, right, as you're watching this video, has your reputation ever been, at issue, right? Has anyone ever hurt your reputation? And if they did, I want you to tell me, right? Tell me how they did it. And you can put it in the comment section. Tell me how they did it. And tell me how it made you feel, right? And tell me if they apologized and if you truly felt that you got your reputation back. Because again, money could only do so much, right? The law could only do so much, but there's just certain things that you just can't fix. And I'm sorry, sometimes this isn't enough. So I'll leave it at that. You know, I don't want to go too deep into this kind of thing, but let me know your thoughts and comments in the video, in the YouTube comments. Just let me know what you think about it. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next.